Um, Today our topic is emotional issues in children. Would you agree that a child can be molded in any which way that you as a guardian, as a parent would intend to?
What age?
Really small.
Yes. 80 to 90%.
80 to 90% for sure. You have a role to play in how that child is really brought up, right? And that's why I have put that line over there. This child is yours to make or mar, because it's really so much in our hands what we do with our children. Before I get into giving you examples of some cases, I want to ask you, do you think children can have emotional issues? Yeah, why not? Because most adults think only we have problems. Adults feel kids have no problems. उनको क्या चिंता, क्या फिकर? Okay, he has a point. He's saying parents a lot of times pass on worries, problems to children. Yes, and children are very perceptive. They catch what you're feeling very, very fast. Okay, but what are the kind of problems that children can have?
Tantrum, emotional tantrum.
Okay, they throw a lot of tantrums because they want what they want. Okay.
Mainly they have fear of rejection.
Yes, they have a huge fear, and you know, for them, what is most important is their parents, their guardians' approval. They need it. They need an adult's approval in their life. They need adults in their life to tell them that they are lovable, that they are sweet, they are nice, they are everything good.
They went further when you say
That they need approval. They want what I would term as unconditional love from parents, guardians. Would that answer your question? Yeah. And the thing is, the moment they perceive that that love is conditional, that I will get it only if I behave, otherwise I won't get it, then it causes conflict in them where they feel scared that if I make a mistake, then mama won't love me. If I make a mistake, then this will happen. So a lot of these kind of fears come in very early in children. Any other problems that kids can have? Children? Possessive nature, yeah, that for sure, that also is happening. They have a slightly higher separation anxiety than we adults would have, because they're so dependent on the adults. So if the adults leave them and go away, what will happen to them? So it's very understandable.
you see, the mother gives unconditional love.
Yeah.
The child feels much more secure.
Absolutely.
Normally, by and large, 70 to 80% mothers, it's a natural thing.
Yes, yes. And therefore it's very difficult for children to let go of their mothers because they are so secure there. So of course, yes, you were saying possessiveness on the part of the child towards whom?
See, so only child is there.
Mhm.
So these are all things of mine, not sharing.
Okay,
There
okay,
are two kids
okay.
in our house. They share one banana will there, they will share.
Right.
But only child will give whole
So only child may have a problem sharing.
Monopoly.
emotional as well as the emotional.
Yeah, because the child feels these two belong to me.
Yeah.
He's not used to sharing.
Mine, yeah.
He's not used to doing that. Okay, so could get possessive, and that possessiveness could get transferred to other people also, not just to parents. Okay, to begin with, I just want to give you examples of few cases. There have been loads of cases, but I'm giving you few because I feel it's important that you understand the gravity of the situation. There was a 3-year-old. This was a case, a client, and the person who deals with diabetes, the doctor, he recommended that this child come to see a counselor. And what really had happened was this. This child was otherwise normal, happy, everything going fine for her. Okay, what happened was her father had to be placed in another country for work for 2 months. Now this child was very attached to the father. Okay, the father went, mother and the daughter were staying here, and then what happened was they would talk on Skype. You all are aware of Skype and how people chat and all of that. So they were talking on the computer with the father every time, and this child would ask the father that, when are you coming back, Dada? So that daddy would say, soon, very soon, I'll come back very soon, bacha, don't worry, all that. 1 month passed. They would talk every day on the computer. Every day the child would ask, when are you coming? Every day the dad would say, soon. Now for children, what is soon? Soon means now, in some time. So now for this child, what this child perceives is, daddy is just saying it, he's not going to come. And there was a certain concept that she had formed, that daddy is just lying, he's never going to come back. After a month, she stopped talking to the dad on the computer. And she told the mother, tell him I'm not coming to talk to him, I don't want to talk to him, I don't want to see him, tell him to go. So the mother thought maybe it's one of those, you know how kids when they are angry they do these kind of things. So she didn't pay too much attention. She just said, okay, maybe she's in one of those moods today. But it continued. And then slowly the child started losing weight. And the mother got worried. So then the mother went to her parents' place saying, let me stay there. Maybe she'll feel better. One fine day, slowly the weight started reducing. They didn't still see the need to see a doctor. They just thought, because otherwise she was okay. One fine day she had very high fever और वो आँख कैसे ऊपर चढ़ जाती है? That started happening. Then she was rushed to the hospital and the doctor was like, you know, you should have got her earlier. It's too late now, she has juvenile diabetes. And so often juvenile diabetes is one of those things that can be triggered by anxiety, triggered by separation anxiety as you were talking. This was a case of that. Very insecure. And especially when you're so attached to some figure in your life and then you feel the person will never come back. It causes a lot of tension in children because remember they are so dependent on you. So it's sometimes very important to communicate right to them. Now, yeah? You know, it would have helped to say, you know, children, they don't understand concept of time and all that too much. We would generally show them on the calendar. कि ये महीना नहीं, ये महीना भी नहीं, ये महीने पे this तारीख, and I'll mark it. And I'll say, this is when Dada will come. You know, for children, they need all that. They need a concrete thing. Time is too abstract a concept. समझ में नहीं आता ना? So you have to explain to them differently. Now, I cannot blame the parents, please. There's no point in blaming a parent because every parent does their best.
They are not psychologists.
Absolutely, and how will, you know, we all don't know everything. We learn by our mistakes. So please don't get into blaming someone for it. That's not the point here. There was this other case, 8-year-old, of course I've changed the names. 8-year-old had a problem eating at home. The parents came saying, this child बहुत नखरा करती है, खाना नहीं खाती है और घर के टेबल पे तो बैठ के कभी नहीं खाती. If you tell her कि let's sit on the steps and eat, then she's okay. बाहर जाके खाएगी, लेकिन घर में नहीं खाएगी. Why do you think that should happen?
The steps must be having some attraction
For the steps. He's saying maybe the steps are more fun.
Some of our colleagues will be eating with her.
No, none of that was happening because her colleagues were fine eating in their houses. Okay, that's a line of thought where if there's any kind of force, then maybe she wants to get away from it.
They may be arguing with each other.
As a matter of fact, it was much more than that.
It's very pleasant outside. It's a picnic doing and all.
Surely, very pleasant outside.
At home she is scolded.
You know, if the fact that outside it's pleasant, that means at home it's not. है ना?
So the child
There has to be something going wrong on that dining table because of which the child behaves like that. What happened was, of course, she is scared.
child will be forced to eat. Which is
हाँ.
not arranged.
Now, you know, even I was thinking like all of you, and when I confronted the child and I asked the child, look, children, they don't ever want to say anything negative about their parents. They're very protective about their parents. They like to say good things to others. खुद कुछ भी सोचेंगे, that's a different matter. But they'll always portray a good picture to others. So it was a task to get things out of a child. But this child told me that, you know, whenever we are sitting on the dining table, you know, there was this grandfather in the house. That grandfather was very particular about food. And he wanted the food, the right temperature, right color, right everything. You know, वो ज़्यादा गरम नहीं, ज़्यादा ठंडा नहीं, right taste, everything has to be just perfect. Presentation से taste तक, everything. If it wasn't perfect, he would just throw things. He would bang things, he would get into a frenzy, he would get really aggressive.
It's an tantrum.
It's an adult tantrum, you're absolutely right. But he would get totally aggressive about it. Abhi aap hi socho, an 8-year-old, is it pleasant to see something like that?
Very unpleasant.
Now, for you and I, it is unpleasant. For a child, it is scary. It is scary to see an adult in your house, going berserk, throwing things from the table, kaach todna, glass todna. Obviously, after a point, this child had assumed her own technique that I won't eat only on the dining table, मैं बाहर बैठ के खाऊंगी. But she wouldn't say why, because somewhere she also loved her nanu. She loved him so much that she didn't want to say anything to the parents, and at the same time she didn't like this, she was scared of it. Go out and eat. Now the parents, they couldn't figure this out. How do you think you can't figure it out? It's happening in front of you. Would you figure it out or not? If you give a thought, you can.
That is why the parents are not cautious about the feeling. What goes on in the child's mind because of a simple action. For them it is maybe simple, but for a child it may be much more.
Absolutely.
They are not sensitive to their feelings.
Because children don't speak out everything, we feel they are okay. We feel अंदर कुछ नहीं है, सब ठीक है. Just because someone doesn't say doesn't mean nothing's happening. Kids are very perceptive, like I said. Observing. Oh, constantly observing. Constantly. Extremely. Extremely. Yeah, they observe and they react for their own survival. See, parents are aware, but parents maybe not getting affected by it. For them it's rochka and they feel it's okay now, what to do. You know how we are, well, if someone old behaves badly, sometimes we just say, abhi chhod do na, like boodhe yaar, let it be. But we may not realize that children are getting affected.
The trauma is on the child.
Yes, yes. And not all children can speak up. If this child had spoken up saying, I am getting scared with Nanu, I can't come, then maybe they would have made her understand differently or had different timings to eat or whatever. But ye bol nahi pati thi. It was a tough task for me. You know what? Sometimes with children you have to remove it in different ways. Like for an adult, I'll ask you straight. Now tell me the truth. What's happening at the dining table? I'll ask you straight. For a child, I can't ask them straight. I just told her that when I was young, I had this uncle who was like, you see, but the thing is, I had all these ideas that you all had when I asked you, why would a child do this? So I put 2 and 2 together and I said it could be that home is unpleasant for sure during dinner. Or there could be forcing, like some of you said. So forcing, to I asked straight. And I said that, even my mother used to sometimes force me. And I used to hate it. So I asked her, I said, does your mother ever do that? And she'd be like, no, whatever. So whatever I thought are possibilities, I would say that, this happens, does that happen with you? Like various possibilities saying it happened to me. Then they are open to telling you more. And what I've seen from my years of experience is, once you establish that rapport with them and you let them know that, no matter what you say, nothing will go out. I'm not going to tell your parents or anyone anything that you say. You can trust me and say anything you want to say. Like we give them that reassurance, then they're able to talk. This little child, he was 12 and his parents had brought him saying, ye baat hi nahi karta. They said that he used to be very talkative earlier, but recently, since a month, he just doesn't talk to anyone. He just takes his book and sits in a corner. बस बात ही नहीं करेगा किसी के भी साथ. So even when they go out somewhere, he's always with his book, and he'll normally carry a very thick book ताकि जल्दी ख़त्म ही ना हो. You can make out, look, kids are very smart. They do these kind of things. एक जगह पे corner पे जाके बैठेगा. So, parents didn't understand why he's doing that and they kept asking him, Baba, what is the problem? Why are you doing this? Kuch nahi, will not talk only. So, they had brought him. Now, that is again a tough task because someone who doesn't talk, what to do? But psychologists have a lot of tricks in their bags. So we have various techniques, like say a drawing. We'll ask them to draw something, and from the drawing we can interpret what's really going on. There are methods of doing that. How you have handwriting analysis? Where you have for drawings.
All these methods, all of them are not very accurate.
None of them are accurate 100% because they are subjective. So I will be as accurate as I am good at it. That's the point here. So I will use a technique where I feel reasonably competent, and whatever comes out of it, now I have to check whether this is happening. Also we have certain other tests that we do. It's a storytelling thing and other things. ताकि बच्चे को पता ना चले आप क्या पूछ रहे हो, and yet a lot of things will come out. Through that, what we found was this child, he used to read a lot and he loved reading. So then first I only focused on reading and what he reads, because that subject he didn't mind talking on. तो वो थोड़ा सा बात कर रहा था. After that, he had a pocket, and when he got up, वो अगर coins होंगे तो कैसे आवाज़ आती है? So that आवाज़ was coming. So I just said, "Arey वाह, you have lots of coins in your pocket. What's up?" And he said, "I'm saving." I said, "Acha, very good. Good habit, na, to save." I said, "What are you saving for?" He said, "I'm saving to buy a house." Yeah, even I felt like laughing only. कि अभी किधर घर खरीदेगा with these coins? But I said, "But I really admire the fact that you're saving. How many kids will save?"
Good advertisement for a debit card.
Yeah, I must say. But I asked him, "Why house? You have a house, no?" And he had this really big house. So I said, "You have a big house. Why do you want another house?" And he said, "You don't know." I said, "Yeah, you're right. I don't know. So tell me, na, because I don't know." So he said, "Look, my parents and I can be thrown out of the house anytime." I met the parents and I didn't think there was an issue like that. So I said, "Thrown out by whom?" And he said, "Thrown out by Dadaji." I said, "Why will Dadaji throw your parents out, Baba?" And he said, "I've heard them fighting, and a lot of times Dadu tells my dad that अगर ऐसा ही करना है तो निकल जाओ मेरे घर से." Now sometimes between father and son these kind of jigs happen. They may not really mean it and they may patch up and come back together. But when children see these things and if they've seen it more than once, they start feeling if it's happening more than once, then it is the truth, na? That means it's a possibility, it could happen. After that day, he said, "It happened." I said, "How many times has it happened?" You won't believe me. He gave me dates as to when it's happened, and he gave me 5 dates. And he अलग-अलग dialogue भी, हाँ? Like once it was तो घर से निकल जाओ, once it was तो क्यों रह रहे हो मेरे साथ? Like different kind of things. He had collected all that and kept it. And he had a thing in his, the chotu diaries you keep. He had that. Like he was keeping a record of what's going on. You would feel too far-fetched for a child to do these kind of things. I'm just giving you real life cases. And then this child said that, it could happen anytime, so I'm being prepared. Then I asked him, I said, "Have you spoken to your parents about this? What do they have to say? Are they looking for a house too?" And he said, "No, they are not, so I am." Over anxious, yes. Some of us are born with an anxious temperament. Rai ka pahad jo banate hain na, they have an anxious temperament, but I won't blame a child because children don't really understand reality as is. They have their own perceptions. So whatever, be that as it may, he was saving money to buy a house. He thought his parents and he are going to be thrown out. I asked him, "Why do you keep reading?" And all these mota books, those Harry Potter, those are like really thick. I said, "What all these mota book you're reading?" And he said, "I've read it. I finished it long back." I said, "Then why are you carrying it?" They don't know, na. That means parents and all don't know that I finished it. I said, "Yeah, but why are you carrying the book then?" He said, "Because I don't want to talk to anyone." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because the moment I start talking, then I start feeling very teary. I start feeling like crying. So then I don't want to talk to people. I said, why do you feel like crying? He's saying, no, I feel like crying that I'll be on the roads now. Because I'll be thrown off. I said, look, that hasn't happened as yet. And you don't know what that's going to happen. So why think of that now? So, and it's okay to cry if you feel like crying. He's saying, no, boys don't cry. All these men, no, I don't know where you all learn all this from. Boys don't cry. I know, a stupid thing. So of course there was a lot of work to be done with this child. Then the parents, confidentially I had to tell the parents that look, he has these kind of thoughts. Try and remove them, try and talk to, talk in such a way at home that he doesn't have to hear these kind of things. Explain to him that these jig-jigs are normal and they don't really mean what they are saying. These kind of things had to be worked on him, and then he was much better. But of course such a child has to be taught how to reduce that anxiety because it eats him up. And the last one, this girl, she was 16 years old, so teenager, you'd say old enough really to understand things. She had gone to the railway station to kill herself. She was going to jump. And I asked her, then what happened? And she said, "Nahi, main wahan tak gayi, and then I saw the train coming and it was coming too fast. I got scared, I came back home." Yeah, for me it was like relief because I said good. When kids are scared of these things, very good, because then they won't do anything like that. But that doesn't mean she'll never do it again. She may use another method. The point here is she wanted to end her life at 16. Why would you end your life? They say it's sweet 16, don't they? Heard of that, no? Sweet 16, what happened to that? And this child at 16 wanted to end it all. Why do you think so?
Some kind of frustration.
You're absolutely right, some kind of frustration. What kind of frustration do 16-year-olds go through?
Maybe getting pressure from the parents.
Okay, that one has hit it on the nail. Boyfriend.
Pressure from the parents.
Okay, now there are various things that can go wrong. You're absolutely right. For a 16-year-old, it could be parental, where you don't get along with your parents, or it could be parental pressure, it could be looks, and looks are huge today. It's crazy. And of course, boyfriend. She in fact had broken up with her boyfriend very recently. Her boyfriend left her for someone else. After that, she had this thing that I am useless, I am not pretty.
Were the parents not known of the fact?
Parents did not know that she had broken up. Her father had an inkling that she had someone. But the parents didn't know about the breakup because she didn't tell them. Look, kids don't like to say all
Were
this.
they not keeping watch over the child?
It's not possible to know.
Responsible parents.
I'll tell you something, as much as we may say parents should know these things, it's not possible to know everything. And kids nowadays are superb actors.
It is just impossible.
But honestly, I'm telling you, I wouldn't tell my parents everything myself. I wouldn't. Certain things you don't tell parents. A lot of things you do, but certain things you'd rather say that, no, not for parents. This I'll tell friends. And ऐसा नहीं है कि parents के साथ नहीं बनती है. But still certain things, out of respect, you don't want to really tell them.
Don't bother them.
Yeah, and you know their reaction. You know what their reaction will be. Like if you were to tell your parent when you were 16 that, I have a girlfriend. What would their reaction be? You tell me. They would say, ये उम्र है, पढ़ाई करने की उम्र है. Yes or no? हाँ. Now, do I want to hear all this? No. So I won't tell my parents because it's a different phase. But anyway, she had gone through this huge breakup and didn't want to tell anyone, and she had got into complete depression, like proper clinical depression, where she would just keep sleeping too much. She would not eat. She would not talk to anyone. Ghar pe she would hardly say anything to anyone. Just sit in one corner, do nothing. She had really got into depressive phases. And beach mein she would have these bouts of I need to kill myself. And she told me that I thought of various ways. She said I thought of pankha, but then I didn't know how to do it. Then she said I thought of pills, but how can I just go get it na? Because Bajuwala chemist knows us very well. So she thought of various ways, and then she thought of railway station, and wahan tak pahunchi ye ladki. See, one is to think, another is to actually go there. If at that moment she hadn't got scared, do you have any clue she would have lost her life today? as much as now we can take it lightly because it's not happening, but it could have happened.
I have a question. All the 4 cases that we have discussed,
Yes.
3 of them were female child. So is it that the emotional level differs between the male and female child, or is it because the male child does not reveal it?
Yeah. See, what happens is female children, you can observe it faster. First of all, when you see young girls, they are extremely talkative. I don't know if you've seen many, but solid chatterbox. Putter, 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 chalu hi rehta hai. With boys, it's more of jumping and going from here to there and this and that and activity. And normally bahar jata hai to play or whatever. Girls are normally, they're okay with sitting at one place playing. Plus they talk a lot. So changes are very visible more in girls than in boys. But that doesn't mean that just because I've given 1 boy and 3 girls, that's the ratio. That's not the ratio. I'm just giving examples.
My question is the emotional level same in the male child?
As children, same. As children, they are all emotional. As children, they are all dependent on you. As children, they are all attached. As children, they are all fearful.
But by and large, it is observed that women are more sensitive and they are more emotional. They take it very much to their heart. And they hurt
Women,
themselves.
okay, I shall qualify that statement. Women get hurt more easily, men get angry more easily. But both are similar emotions really, 2 sides of the same coin, just different ways of expressing. Alright, so the first one that we talked about the case was separation anxiety. Remember that juvenile diabetes wala case? Where that child got juvenile diabetes, that was what we call separation anxiety. If you see kids when you are leaving them at, that kindergarten school, वो नहीं छोड़ते बच्चों को स्कूल में. First day, how much they cry, बाप रे. So often I've seen kids are crying inside, parents are crying outside. Yeah, it's quite a scene. Even the mother's crying, looking at the child. Both are having separation anxiety. Of course, when you see your child cry.
She has passed the luck.
Yeah, see, when you see your child cry, obviously you don't like it.
Even when you perform, you see these things.
Yeah, you do.
At airports too.
Parents being insecure.
इंडियंस आर तो सॉलिड. एक जन जा रहा है, 100 जन आएंगे छोड़ने को. नो?
Especially UP and BR.
Is it? I'm not too sure. I don't know. So.
Because at the cancer hospital,
Uh-huh.
1 person sick, 5 persons are staying in Dharamshala.
See how caring they are. No?
They have a strong emotional bond,
Yes, that attachment is there. No?
which we don't have.
I won't say that. Maybe they have different ways of expressing it. Anyway, the next case that we were discussing was exposure to aggression at home, which can also cause a lot of emotional issues. Fear of being punished, fear of being homeless, like this child. Remember I told you that he was collecting money to buy a house? Far-fetched, but look at the thinking. Of course it will help. Of course it will help. Absolutely. In fact, that's what I suggested, that get them to establish a little rapport, both of them, so that they can chat and understand each other better. And of course, like the last one I was talking about was a case of depression. When we talk about depression, we really feel कि बच्चों को कहाँ depression होता है यार. But it's so common nowadays, it's crazy. 6th standard child came to me, depressed. Why? I don't have a boyfriend. When did you, excuse me, the 4 women, when did you first have a boyfriend? Her to eyes only popped out. What are you talking about? It was unheard of in our times to have boyfriends in school. In fact, if someone had a boyfriend in school, it was like, oh, usko boyfriend hai, pata hai? Like it was a bad thing. Today, tables have turned. Yeah. Of course, I'm not saying no, but I'm just saying it goes to the extent of I am into depression because everyone has someone and I don't. And they start believing if I don't have a boyfriend, that means I'm not good enough.
Outcast.
Forget outcast, I start doubting my own self, where I don't like myself until I have someone in my life, which is a sad thing. This is something that a person wrote, age 15. Her father died when she was 11 years old, and she had never really cried out or talked about it, but she was missing her father a lot. This is what she wrote. I look around here and all I see is a school and a world that could do without me. I've gotten here but only by fate. My death, I'm sure, will not come late. I try each day to see the use of being here. There is none. I try to find a meaning, but the wars have been fought. My battle is yet to come. When I close my eyes, the pain goes. When I open them again, the pain snores. I try not to cry aloud. Wouldn't matter anyway. I'm lost in this crowd. You can pretend I don't live, but I'll keep living till my life gives. Can you imagine a 15-year-old writing something like that? Quite a thing.
More mature.
Yeah, but look at the emotional state. They are. And not, you can't blame them because the teenage years are like that. So many hormonal changes happening because of which you tend to exaggerate everything. And not just girls, even boys. Boys in fact express it through aggression. They don't express it through depressive phases as much. Other issues that do exist, of course there's abuse, we'll talk about it a bit. A lot of sibling rivalry that happens. I've had kids and mostly boys extremely jealous of each other, like 9, 11 years old, or, like 2 years ka gap. I hate bhaiya. For what? And that one will say, I hate him. So often they want to just throw each other off. Now we would look at it as normal. Sibling rivalry to hota hi hai. But it's so important how as adults we handle them. Because if not handled well, I don't know if you're aware, but I have known of 75, 80-year-olds still not liking their sibling. Well, I would hope it does, but a lot of times it doesn't. People are fighting court battles with their siblings because of childhood rivalries. It's crazy how much grudge we can carry throughout. Anyway, academic pressure and difficulties. Would you feel that, would you think that academic difficulties have increased today?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. How many of you studied the SSC system? Yeah, me too. How difficult was it to pass? Yeah, it was quite easy. You studied maybe a week before the exam and you're done. Like it was fine. Today, what is the system?
The parental pressure to get
Yeah, of course the boards have changed and
parental pressure to get the higher percentage because they are more ambitious than the child.
in our time if we got 70 and 80% if people got it, was like wow, you're set. Today if you get 80% to bus 80. Today even 90 is bus.
94, 95 also they say 4%
Yeah. You want to say to kitna chahiye? But that's the way the system is today. Look at the way colleges are closing at 98 point something, 92 point something. Not just that, the syllabus is a lot, which is okay now, fine, according to the times you have to change the syllabus. But the pressure to perform is so high. Now, we don't know whether it's the educational system we need to blame, whether we need more universities, what it is. But there's a lot of pressure. Now some succumb to the pressure, some rise above the pressure.
Competition is growing.
Competition is a lot. Absolutely. Plus parents are very anxious कि मेरे बच्चे को admission मिलेगा क्या? So much so that they pressurize the child a lot. The children are not able to cope then. Right? Sorry, am I doing something wrong? IT wants on.